Hello everybody and welcome back to Theme Park Coastin, and today we are over here at Alton Towers for the opening day of their 2022 season. And with me today, you saw the man himself, Jayden Austin.
Amazing.
We got Adam, Derek, my dad, my mum, as well as Jayden's parents for this very, very exciting video. Smiler has reopened, new CBeebies land rides and so much more coming over towards the park today. So we're going to explore all of that, give our reactions on everything here, as well as just get mega excited for this day. But Jayden, from 1 to 10, how are you excited to be back over here at Alton Towers?
1,000.
Yeah.
This has been the one park I wanted to get back.
Excited about coming back.
This and Blackpool. But
exactly, yeah. So it is awesome it's open. It's around March time, so when it does normally open, and you can see a few enthusiasts over here today. So I feel like the vibes are really, really exciting over at the opening day of the park. Like, normally we go to Fort Park today and then we head over here to either tomorrow or a week later. However, this year we decided to mix it up a little bit and head over towards Towers instead. And so far, I think it is a very good decision. But right now, with no further ado, we're going to head down the Tower Street, meet up with Adam and head towards our first attraction. So we'll see you there. Okay, we have just met up again with Adam, and welcome to the vlog. Adam, are you excited for your day? And how was CBeebies Land? Could you had a quick clip in there?
Yeah, so so far it's been very good, and you know, first of all, I'm so looking forward to getting back here to Alton Towers. I mean, it's my favorite thing about in the UK, and it is incredible. And good news, Smiler's back open again, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to getting back on the rides. However, we just quickly going to see CBeebies Land because there was 3 new attractions.
And we will show you in there a bit later on in the vlog.
Yeah.
Whether we're going to go into the attractions or not, I'm not 100% sure, but we will show you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my full review later of it, but yeah, it's alright.
It's alright. I say so we're definitely not the target demographic for the area, but at the same time, it is still a really good thing in the park. But entertainment, though, gotta admit, for opening day, it's nice that Grand Heron and the CBeebies Land models. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, confetti went everywhere.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I said the vibe here is a lot better than what we were expecting from places like Fort Park, where it kind of felt like when it opened it up, it was just open. It wasn't like anything special. Well, over here, I don't know you guys, but it feels so far as if it's such an exciting feel. You feel so much excited than normal.
I mean, it's Towers,
and
so
even though we're a little bit busier than it normally is over here at the park, I think just with the excitement alone, it makes my trip a lot better. First up though, as I mentioned earlier, we are heading over towards Oblivion. As what we found out last year, the best order in our opinion to do the day, and Tom tip #1 of our trip, is to head to Oblivion, then go closer over towards Rita, then head all in the cable cars when it opens up over towards Nemesis and Galactica, and maybe 13 to give time in between.
Yeah, I mean, they're usually the best 4 to do first, and yeah, they may not be, you may be missing out the 3 best Big 7. In my opinion, that's not right, but some people do prefer 13 somehow. But
my favourite on Towers. Comment down below, what's yours?
That is definitely the best order to do. Also, we've just had Smiler go again, which is good to hear, because it's been like...
Yeah, great to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, Jayden, how did Smiler's open?
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm
going
to do it now because it's going to like...
Yeah, because it's like 10. We arrived a little bit later than normal, so if you arrive at 10, we're going to go Tom tip. Yes, we're going to go Tom tip #2 straight away. Tom tip #2, if you arrive at 10, don't do Smiler, but what you can do is Oblivion, where you don't look down. Bum bum. It's good to be back over here at Alton Towers, riding Oblivion. Probably our first proper thrill attraction of the year. It is amazing to get that ride back over there. Not a long layout at all, and compared to the other bean and dive coasters around the world, it is nothing. But that drop, that air time, it is short but sweet. Seriously guys, and we're gonna walk on cue back there. What a great way to start our day, Adam.
It's amazing, honestly. Oblivion. Wow, that's great. I mean, you know, it's short, but to get back on that dive coast again, it's amazing. And also as well, people by B&M, I mean, come on, they're all amazing.
So, Chelmsford is quite a big B&M park, isn't it, when you think about it? Like,
yeah, 3 B&M.
It's got 3 B&M.
The most has 6, I think that's Great Adventure, but you know.
You know, it's good. As I said, B&M is a great manufacturer of rides, and they do sure have a lot over here. And Jayden, watching your videos back, but what did you think of Oblivion? Your first ride of the year? I know you went to Legoland, but your first thrill ride of the year, definitely.
Yeah, it was good. We got back right in the second car, so it wasn't the best.
Nah, you have to wait at the end of the back car, the second car.
You know what? It's fun. It's great together.
Exactly, and as I said, with a walking queue, I personally would not wait above anything like an hour for Oblivion because of literally how short the ride is. Like, as soon as you're up, you're back in the station again, and you wait at the end for longer than the actual ride itself is. But yeah, get yourself on there because it is short. I said it sure is sweet. Next up though, we're going to have a quick more Tom tips. No, we're doing really well so far on Tom tips. We have 3 today so far.
Probably about the first 3 or 4 minutes. So.
Exactly. So number 3 is the only things we know our stuff at Alton Towers. If you are planning to head to either Rita or 13, don't head down there with the crowds. Instead, head down this path here. And we say it a lot on this channel, but we cannot stress enough how much better it is to head down here. It's not signposted or like that. If you nip down here and then turn to the right, which we'll show in a sec, you get straight to the entrance of those 2 rides. Whereas if you go on the top, you go all the way around, and especially at the start of the day, if you are planning to head to these attractions first, it can save you an awful lot of time. I mean, you can on the first riders of the day. But yeah.
That's brick wall.
Oh, Jayden. We'll see you on our next ride. Hopefully Rita, the queen of speed.
Keep your head back. Hold on tight. You must escape. Go, go.
We've got delayed in Derby.
Just completed Rita, the queen of speed. And actually, I was really impressed with that ride when we were queuing up for it, and throughout the last few years. I've never been a big fan of Rita. I think it's just a giant flying fish, and I think you see now on the queue line, which I'll get into a sec, how busy it is today. But when we got on that, there was a lot of airtime, a lot of thrills, and I really enjoyed it. So maybe it's a bit like Nemesis, where I really enjoyed this year. I don't know, but that was really awesome. And one thing I do want to talk about before we give our reviews as well on the ride is the queue line today, because yeah, don't get me wrong, it's busy and we expected queues when we came towards the park, but what really gets me on rides like that is that they have 11 rows on Rita, for example, and this is actually, look, I counted as I was going along. They have 11 rows on Rita. So people,
it's 10 rows.
No, it's 11 because there's an extra one, isn't there?
No, it's 10 rows because there's 2 rows per like car.
There's 10 rows, and there are 5 people from our group, 5 people from the whole like normal queue line went on 5 rows of a normal queue line. Then they had 1 row from the disabled, and they have 3 rows from, adding that up, 4 rows
so basically,
from the fast passes. And for me, that's just like,
I mean, the problem was with that was that what you should usually do is you should have like 75, if more percent of the main queue.
Yeah, not
and
half.
then you should share 25 between disabled and also fast track. However, they just didn't do that, and to be honest, I can't really imagine what was not doing that, but they didn't, and it was really weird.
And now,
it's a good ride.
And now that's currently on a 90-minute queue line, so I
wouldn't
wait 90 minutes for it. And actually, when we were there at the start of the queue line, 13 was on a walk-on. So in the future, you know our tips are going across. We recommend looking at both the rides first. But quickly, Anne, what are you going to say?
Also, as well, something else to point out is that we just spoke to some people earlier, and apparently Wickerman is running on 1 train. That's 1 train, so that's ridiculous on 1 train. Opening day of Wickerman as well.
So yeah, that's what I was doing a vlog like here today, because of course later on in the year everything's changed, but on the opening days they're pretty much generic across the years. Like, I know Thorpe Park we've done for the last few years of opening days, they kind of stayed the same, whereas I think it'll be the same over here at Alton Towers. So far, I've been really impressed with Oblivion, reached a bit of a long queue, but we're not stopping now. We're straight off over towards Forbidden Valley to complete Nemesis and Galactica if they have got a short queue. So, we will see you over there. I'm back home at Nemesis. So good to be back there, seriously guys. I honestly thought that this ride was going to be closed this year for the retrack, which is definitely coming soon, but I see like it's open, so we have to head back onto, apparently according to the sign, the world's most intense experience. But personally, I don't think it's a lot of intense experience, but it's definitely up there with the world's best experience.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, Nemesis, like, wow, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, and also as well, next year, quite important news, it is going to get a retrack, so
Yeah, well,
we need to give our last rides this year, because I believe it's going to be next year, and it's probably going to run throughout the whole next year. But you know, it's an incredible roller coaster, so yeah, it's amazing, honestly.
Yeah, so looking at the queue line, I don't think it looks too bad. Oh no, we'll have a look at it. It's 50 minutes, and out of all the rides at the park, this queue line is by far the best queue line for the ride. With you heading up and heading around with no cattle pen or anything like that, this retro ride really shows how queue lines should be at theme parks. Although what I was quickly mentioning within the cable cars, oh, that's not bad queue at all. That's a good queue for rides. It's not going the whole way, so I think it's quite good actually, because it's not going around the back within a bit of time. But what I mentioned earlier in the cable cars was that I used to not be a fan of this ride. If you watch back to around our 2018 vlogs or something like that, even 2019, I was like, obviously the worst ride on Towers. It was rough, painful, jolting, just overall not a very enjoyable attraction. Whereas now, my opinions have changed dramatically. From last year, literally riding it non-stop was just amazing. Like, it goes around the land, really well themed. The queue line is the fastest queue line at the park. Operations are amazing, and the ride itself, well, I think you can see for yourself how cool this is. So it's going to be good to be back on the world's, apparently, most intense experience, Nemesis at Alton Towers. Nemesis, wow, what can I say about that ride? Fantastic. I thought it was going to get a little worse this time because I really hyped up, unlike last year, but that ride does not disappoint at all.
Oh, honestly,
so thrilling, so intense, so many good elements. Oh, there's not much I can give back out. I'm thinking I did open miles before half the other rides over here at the park. It's amazing.
It was 1994.
Still to this day, it's one of the best rides.
Yeah,
so
I mean, this was the first ever Big 7, and obviously Secret Weapon. And you know, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Like, honestly, this being a member, if you haven't been done it already, get yourself done it, because we've done a couple of bits.
That ride alone makes it worth coming here so far.
Oh, honestly, it's incredible. I mean, yeah, this alone is worth $100, but you know what? It's smooth, it's intense, and it doesn't really matter what row you go in. And that shows it's a good coaster. Like, if it doesn't matter whatever row you go in, and it's still an amazing ride, that shows that it's a good coaster.
Yeah,
honestly.
I look at you. If you want to do the best row, and for our Tom tip number 4, we would recommend getting the back of Nemesis.
Or
now,
front. They're both
back or front,
they're
back.
close in my opinion.
Yeah, but only problem though with getting the back, your front is really easy to get the front row queue. So if you want to get that, you can go a little bit longer, but sometimes it can be an extra half an hour on your queue line. But if it's short anyway, or you get a long time on the queue, it might be worth doing a little bit extra for a better experience if you raise that time anyway. But on the back row, very often, I mean like 99% of the time, it is a disabled row, which means that, of course, they deserve to go on the deserve fast access, but they get the back row. So for us enthusiasts out there who want to get the back row, unfortunately, we very rarely get the opportunity to head on there. But for most chances of us to get that row, if you do head to Nemesis and Galactica, at the end of the day, normally, I mean, like, trust me when I say, even on a day like this, normally we're like walking queues for both those rides because everyone's
you just lap Nemesis.
Because everyone else is at the front of the ride. So it means that you get like walk-on queues for all the attractions. So
Yeah.
very awesome. And for that reason, the chance of us left to say people queue in the queue, which means that you can request a back row ride.
It's hard to get back row, like, honestly. I mean, we've got back row a fair few times since. It used to actually, in 2015 and stuff, that was always a like back row for disabled entrance, and I think fast. Actually, no, it's not fast. It's just disabled entrance. But I mean, it's not great now. But you know, because they actually took it off in about 2017 for a couple of years, and since COVID, they've put it back on again. And you know, it hasn't. Yeah, it's not great.
It's not as good when you're on the back row. But Jane's channel, remember Jane? Quickly, it was your first upside down ride, wasn't it, of the year?
Yeah.
And how did you find it?
It was absolutely incredible. It still has the roar at the moment.
I know. I can't imagine that without the roar though. That's the one I saw. Yeah. I can't imagine that without the roar. And was the rest of it good?
Yeah, it was great. It's smooth and it's just as good as usual.
Yeah, so it is really a fantastic ride. But next up on our day, we're not wasting any time. We are heading onto a very, and I mean probably the most iconic ride for us over on the channel. This is Jewel, and it is the park's laser game attraction. But why it is so iconic, you may be asking, or well, you probably don't even care. It is because it is our first ever ride which we have done in a theme park coasting vlog. So, back in 2017, we started the channel over at this park in September. We were like, oh, what should we do first? And we went, Jewel. And ever since, we've been doing it every single visit. It's always a walk on queue. It is a great attraction, and we're not letting down that tradition at all. As right now, we're going to head off onto Jewel and see who can win. But it's me. It's always me. Yeah, let's not talk about the scores because I think Jayden cheated in that ride, and it's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. Unfair to have the scores when Jay was cheating. So instead, we're going to what we're going to do next. We're going to head to Pizza and Pasta. Okay, Jayden, you can talk about how was the ride.
The ride was incredible. I won against Tom.
Or could you say it was enjoyable? No, enjoyable. Yeah, because like jewel. Like enjoyable. No, enjoyable. Enjoyable.
No, it's not enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
That's also an extended queue I wish I queued a bit.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm excited for Pizza and Pasta.
Yeah, it's a really good ride. Seriously, guys. Seriously, guys, it's an incredible ride. So much fun. Always a really short queue. And who doesn't love a laser game? Especially with your family, going along, jumping over. Yes, we're coming around a lot, okay? We'll go later. But now, we're going to go to Uncle's favourite place of the day, Pizza and Pasta.
Congo Rapids is on.
Yes, oh, Jane, Adam, how was Pizza and Pasta? No, I haven't been there. Are you excited for Pizza and Pasta?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's Pizza and Pasta, isn't it? There you go.
Congo Rapids.
We have done this a few times before, so we kind of know what it's like, but we're still going to do our food review of inside, even though I don't like pizza, I don't like pasta, but what I do love is pizza and pasta.
Tom, do you know that's a building?
Ahoy there, me hatties, and welcome to Mutiny Bay, where we are heading through right now after having pizza and pasta. And again, I think it's all right plate, which I told you there. I don't have pizza and pasta, I just have tomatoes and cucumbers, so I can't really give the fullest of judgment of pizza and pasta, but I know who can. How's pizza and pasta?
It's alright, it's pretty good. I mean, like, they were very slow, but it's opening day, so we'll give them a bit of slap for that, but it's alright, yeah.
Yeah, I said it's quite good actually value, like you get used to parks here, like some places having expensive food.
I mean, if you're going to theme parks for the first time and you don't come here often, you'd probably be a bit shocked how much it actually is, but when you come here so often, this is our usual prices.
Yeah, I said, when we have prices at other places that are not a theme park, we classify that as cheap, and this is our norm, so to have like an all-you-can-eat pizza and pasta buffet.
New soundtrack.
I knew if it was all-you-can-eat steak or KFC buffet, I'd be like, oh my god. So I do get how it feels. For only £15 for an adult, it's not awful really. Like,
but it's something really cool. As I just said, there's literally a new soundtrack in this area. It's pretty cool. So.
yeah, that's really cool. I said we've done lots of little touches over here, and I don't really point them out a lot. But probably not so much in that model up there. But around stuff like Rita, they've done like new like paintwork on it and everywhere like that. They have put in a lot of detail this year into really improving the park, and I think that's a really nice thing that parks like this do to make it, of course, a lot nicer for park guests. Right now, though, sorry, still eating. Right now, though, we're gonna go and grab myself a hot dog because I obviously don't have food, so I'm gonna get a hot dog in a sec. We're gonna have a look in the shop, and we're gonna be Tom Pit number 6, and then afterwards head down to a Smiler and do the rest of the attractions, and possibly even a Wicker Man or another few rides. It's been a really good day so far, so I look forward to continuing. It is time for Tom Tip number 6, and that is to head into the shop at the middle of the day. As I know many of you probably do know who has been to Alton Towers before, the shop gets busy further on, and especially at the end of the day where everyone is leaving up Tower Streets, you can expect like an hour or so queue just to get just to get into the shop itself. Whereas if you try to head in the middle of the day, you get it, it's quite busy actually, but normally, but you get kind of this business, which means you can really nicely explore around. When you buy stuff, you can normally put back in the car, or no matter what you want to do, you can actually just have a nice look around. Whereas later on, even after the hour to get into the shop, you will also have to spend forever looking around, and if you're all cramped in there, you can't really see stuff, you can't have a nice leisurely shopping experience. But we're going to have a quick look right now at all of the new merch which is over here for 2022, and of course some old ones as well, because Jay has got a little bit of spending money and he needs to go just a little, and he needs to spend something. So get your shopping trolley ready, guys, and we're going to take a look at the 2022 merch.
The hot dog will go in there.
So we've just completed the shop as well as getting a hot dog and a coffee. And Jayden, you made a few little purchases in the shop, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what did you get?
5 pin badges that cost £11.
Bargain. Absolute bargain. And then afterwards we went down. I also bought some socks for Adam's feet, don't know why. And then we went down to get a hot dog. Didn't have any ketchup on it because that's my fault why not feel there. Always a good hot dog. Roll over, this is the company they use. Never had it before. Honestly, I think they're up there the best hot dogs that you can get. Just behind, what's it called? What's hot dogs at Disney called, Jane? Down in the Main Street USA. I don't know how you know.
Casey hot dogs.
Casey's hot dogs, yeah.
Oh, told you.
There you go. There you go. Casey's hot dogs. They're the best hot dogs that you can get. Followed by, I think, probably the Royals. I really like them. And now, finally, after having another coffee for Unclos, living the dream, we're now heading down towards the X sector to definitely not live the dream with the Smiler. My personal, and I know everyone's going to hate me for this, least favourite ride over here at the park. I really can't stand it. I think it's just so boring. It's like the same thing over and over again. What Rita? The Rita has to be this time really good. For this, I don't know. However, with it being closed, for so long, it is good to get back into it. And we're actually going to try out, for the first time ever on the channel, the single rider queue. Because me and Jay have done it before. We have waited in that horrible queue for this ride, probably 60 minutes. But never before have we waited in the single rider queue for Smiler. So the question is, Jason, are we going to smile or not?
Yes.
Hello. Good day. Just completed the Smiler, and Nah, it got worse again. I gotta admit, the single rider queue is pretty good. Like, I can't judge it. I tell you long ago, we waited around 25 minutes for that. So, it's just a bit long, but you can't judge it because I mean, literally, we had like 2 movements on the whole queue line. Like, it like pauses and goes massively. Like, it's so diverse, you can't judge a queue line for that. We know people earlier who had a 5-minute walk-on queue for that. So, you can't judge a queue line for a single rider, but what you do get is a guaranteed shorter queue than the queue line and even the ride access queue, because we know some of our friends back there who waited 40 minutes to get through the ride access queue, and that's just like, for me, doesn't seem fair. Like, in the park today, it's busy, and we all expect that, but 40 minutes for people who should get walk on, they should be able to head round quicker and experience all the rides with privileges that we don't have, and that's fair. And then I'm waiting 40 minutes for that. It just seems a bit like, come on. But single rider queue, I'm giving that a thumbs up. You and Adam were very lucky.
Yeah, we sit next to each other. Which, I mean, it can happen depending. I mean, the people before us, I mean, they set like a whole row of just single riders. So, but Smiler is great. It wasn't as good as I had with rides before.
I don't know.
No, I know Tom's gonna say it's an excuse, but it's not.
So you already know yourself.
The reason why I didn't like it as much. So we ate pizza and pasta like before. And I genuinely, I felt a bit blue when it came off. I felt a bit sick when it came off of that. When I was halfway through, I was thinking, oh god, my stomach started to be like. But it's still a great ride. It's still my favourite ride here. At the moment, still my favourite ride in the world. Wait till I do Velocicoaster.
Yeah, big,
I think it might change.
Big, and I mean humongous trips coming out on this channel. I mean, we are going to be travelling around the world this year to so many different theme parks. So if you are new here and you want to see all that content from, when I say around the world, I literally mean around the world, don't I? Like, if you want to see it from around the world, make sure to like, subscribe and comment down below. As we don't just do towers, as much as we love to go here, and it's my second favourite theme park in the UK, just behind Legoland. I don't know if we're going to go, what?
It's my favourite ride.
But
it's my favourite ride.
yeah, so it's definitely a close one. But yeah.
Right, so we're going from my favourite ride to Tom's favourite ride.
But we are now, Jayden, aren't we? We're going towards 13. Another very controversial opinion. I think I should agree with Jayden.
No, alright. I like it. But it's quite flat through. I do prefer Smiler because that's the thrill.
See, again, and again, as you said earlier, once you ride a Velocicoaster, it will change, and even your perspective on rides. Like, I don't know you guys know you've been to those big ones abroad, but I've done rides like X2, and I think I say this all the time, some X2, Hulk, and soon to become like Steel Vengeance, are some of the biggest rides in the world. And when you do those, these rides in the UK are not a lot. So what instead I look for is the theming, the fun, the enjoyment and the family atmosphere. And that's why I prefer Legoland over here, because it's got that enjoyment. But with 13, you've got so many, I'm not going to spoil it, but so many unique features on the ride which you wouldn't go nowhere. While Smiler, it's just a generic loop, over and over and over again.
Bird ride.
Oh wow.
That's a treat. Anyway,
before we get on with Jayden and we're studying this bird.
I was going to say, what actually is that?
It's a bird.
Oh, it's just a bird.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Hello, welcome to Coastin. It's.
Anyway.
Oh, stop pecking around.
Anyway, funny. Okay. What?
I'll leave it up funny.
So I said to Adam, I said, Smiler is not as good as I remember it being. I regret saying that now. I feel bad for the Smiler.
Oh,
it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I just didn't.
You got to admit, Nemesis is better.
No. No. It's very close, but it's not.
But one ride that is definitely better, not even close, is 13. And we're going to be heading there in 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not impressed, guys, not impressed, and I'll tell you why right now. We waited, must have been at least 40 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour in the 13 queue line, and we were obviously looking forward to it. We were all at the end, we were like, oh yes, we're going to go to Wicker Man afterwards. We had plans for what we're going to do in a sec. All getting very excited for the ride, my favourite in the UK, not very UK, favourite in Alton Towers, and then head over towards Wicker Man, which we really awesome today. Yeah. We got to the front of the queue, and as I said, literally two vlogs ago, And as I also said 5 vlogs ago, it may have just been a coincidence, but the ride broke down last minute. Now,
we're 15 minutes to the end of the day.
15 minutes to the end of the day, it was half an hour to the end of the day. Last time we went on 13 minutes of the ride was broken down, and then it was around 45, half an hour again around, I can't remember the exact time, but I know it was our last ride. At the end of the day, the Smiler broke down and somehow I managed to get the trains back in. Exactly, and I just feel like, yes, it may have been a coincidence 3 times in a row. I don't know, but I feel like it's just something about Merlin.
Right now, I'm going to give Thorpe Park a bit of credit, which I never do on this channel. However, Thorpe Park, what they did once was they were queuing up for Samurai. I mean, I wasn't on like that ride at that time, but people were queuing up for Samurai, and then
I was there with my friend, yeah.
And then they stopped, and then basically the ride broke down. And then they basically put everyone from that queue line.
Yeah, so we were in the queue line,
on Nemesis Inferno.
And then she was ended they brought us over, they restarted Nemesis Inferno.
But apart from that, I do not like Thorpe Park. That's the only reason.
We even got a re-ride as well.
Yeah, we even got 2 rides in it. While we were at Alton Towers, I was waiting an hour in the queue line. They said the ride is broken down. We waited a few minutes, like you always do for engineers to come. And then I heard somewhere that apparently, I heard something about the audio not working. And if it's the audio not working, that's ridiculous. And then they literally shut the queue. I mean, and then not a single fast pass, not really a single sorry, to be honest with you. And it's just,
they did say sorry.
yeah, but hardly. It's just like you wait so long, you put a lot of effort in, and I bet we could have fixed it if it was broken in like 20 minutes.
I think they said something about like audio.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah,
audio. Really
exactly. Yeah.
We don't really care if there's audio.
Yes. It's just something stupid. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I'm normally quite positive in my vlogs. I'm normally quite energetic, but I also try my best to be honest. And this has happened a few too many times on Towers. I like to give them a moment of a chance. I like to give them an option just to go, yeah, it happens. That's okay. It happens once, happens twice. That's fine. But then happens 3 times. At the same time, when we went to Disney 2 weeks ago, we had 4 days there, animatronics, many more cars dispatched, and almost hundreds of rides at the park, and not a single breakdown we heard of or experienced in the over Alton Towers. Today, I'm sure that was like 3 or something we've seen the rides closed for.
Broke down today, Smilers.
Exactly.
What were we just on? 13.
But yeah, exactly. And so how can Disney be different from that?
Yeah.
It's like it's because it's something different, and it bugged me that day. I feel like they usually they used to give you fast passes. That was a little bit better. Still annoying because just the right time to go in it, and we could have done something more rides. And then I'm gonna get another ride in a sec, and then we're now starting to go to Wickerman. However, surprise, surprise again, Merlin, what do they go ahead and do? They say the queue line is 140 minutes. And I'll show you in a sec, and I haven't seen that, I'm literally walking down here, I haven't seen the queue line yet. I guarantee you, it is not 140 minutes, because what the parks do is they tell you it's 140 minutes, to then make you not go on the ride, so the staff go home early. I'm pretty sure it's the same sort of thing as with 13. So, yeah, not impressed at all. I mean, like, we love Alton Towers. It's an amazing place.
Oh, yeah, it's the best thing about the UK. So.
In your opinion, and what a way, you've got like probably the biggest gathering of female enthusiasts over here today. I mean, like, there you go, 25 fireworks, you've got the biggest gathering of enthusiasts, and then just like that sort of day, opening day, they should prepare. They had the blue light card day a few weeks ago, so, and I think they should just be ready for it. And I think,
to be fair, there was one massive huge plus though, is that Towers, when the blue light card and like NHS event went on, they basically didn't add you open for Smiler or Oblivion. However, this time is the first this one of them were open, and you know all the coasters were running today.
and they should have, well, not all running, were they? Because they weren't close.
Well, they were all running at times, yeah.
Yeah, at times, but
I mean, like,
Sorry, carry on, I'm just getting my phone.
okay.
yeah, but I mean, I just think that. Yeah, but I mean, I just think that like all the coasters were running today and everything like that, but we're still heading over to one more roller coaster.
I'll give our full review when we get at the end of today, because I will tell mine, but I just think, yeah, after waiting 50 minutes, that's annoying.
So we've had like, what, so when the park opened 10, so we've had 8 hours in the park, and we've had 6 rides.
Yeah, which is quite good, I think.
It's alright,
but we remember, we are, I'm not going to like be too modest or anything, but we know what we're doing. We've been here like tens of hundreds of times. We've been to theme parks non-stop in our
That's
lifetime.
what we usually get. That's nothing.
We know exactly how to do it, when to do it, and stuff like that. We're really,
Yeah,
really.
I mean, for reference, the most rides we got done in a day was a 10 till 6 day, and we got done 45 rides.
Yeah.
So that sort of shows you.
Exactly, and we were in the queue 13, and there were people who bought fast tracks and motorbikes because they only got the 3 rides. So compared to that, we know what we're doing really, really well. So to come out today, only doing 6 rides, yeah. I'll give my review at the end, I'm a bit more less choppy.
Right now, yeah, Wickerman.
I would have said that, I would have said this for
140 minutes.
And it will take you around the whole queue to show you if it's not.
We will, yeah, because we did this a couple of weeks ago, not a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, with 13.
It was walk on.
And that said, I think I said like 80 or something, and that was all walk on.
So, there we go.
It was pretty quiet.
Next one of the day. Good luck, guys. Let's just go now. Not dressed. Just arrived to Wickerman and not even going around the extended queue, guys.
Like 140
It
minutes.
does, because I've waited from around there before, and that's been like 60. And I've only decided I'm going to enter just to prove to you guys how ridiculous this is. Okay, ready for it?
Let's go see.
140 minutes. And oh, it's close.
Spinball, let's go.
Pinball with her.
Fun one. If basically they shut the queue because it's 140 minutes. When you think about 140 minutes of the queue outside the queue.
Yeah, stupid. Believe it or not, Spinball Wizard is closed, and to prove that it's not the o'clock yet, I just have to get my phone out. Let me get out here. There you go, not the o'clock, and it's closed. We're going to go on Smiler, but that will be hopeful. We've made it to the Smiler. Out of all the rides, why was Smiler? Why Smiler? Last ride of the day, complete, the Smiler.
Last train of the day.
Last train of the day, last ride of the day, last soundtrack of the day, last loop of the day, or probably last loop of the day in any roller coaster, when you think about it.
Yeah, I
So
guess
the last,
Nemesis for another kid. Like.
yeah, and last day, well not last day of the day, but wow. I was a bit gutted, no, I'll go back into that later on. That ride, I hate Smiler, I really don't like it, but that was good, like, we've never ever on the Hit Super channel done a night ride on the Smiler, so even though it's not completely night time at the moment, it was the closest we're going to get to getting one of those attractions.
I know the lights are on.
It was,
It's your night.
yes, well the light gone, I thought it was a night ride, I know you don't, but I do.
And also, and unfortunately we didn't get a re-ride. That's why I wanted a re-ride.
I know, but it's early. But yeah,
Swells are on the top.
yeah, it does look really cool. On the ride as well, it was surprisingly smooth. I think it maybe because there's less of it was on a train or something, but it was smooth. It was completely opposite from what it was earlier, and that airtime hill, that second airtime hill just there. Oh, nothing beats it. Seriously, guys, it is legendary. So yeah, I was gutted earlier, but Smiler has made my day. But while Adam and JAYDEN slowly going from this last clip off the ride, we are now going to see you as we leave the Smiler and head on the monorail back to the start, give our reviews of the day. But yeah, I definitely had a smile on that ride. Well, I'm going to new entrance, but it sounds a little bit weird about the audio on, and I thought I should just document it for you guys, because if you listen, You can hear absolutely nothing in seconds after my coast. They turn it off. I just wanted to show you guys that, because it was pretty cool. But again, would it be nice if they kept it until guests leave? It doesn't cost a lot of extra money, man, just to keep the lights on, keep your audio on for an extra minute or so, but hey ho.
That was good though. Like,
Oh, you haven't reviewed yet, yeah. Well, while here, I might as well give you a review of the Smiler. Last ride, last train, last loop of the day.
well, I've lost some version. Actually,
Of the day.
but you know what? That was actually really good. Like, Smiler's a great coaster, and like I always think that if I could like any coaster in the world, which I don't, it would have been Smiler. But you know, today's been showing me that it's a really good coaster. Like, it is quite rough. That's one thing that I would prepare for, especially the second half. The first half this year is actually running really well, but the second half is still a bit on the rattly side. However, you know what? It's still a really fun roller coaster, and it's definitely worth coming down it. Also, as well, it's the roller coaster with like the most inversions in the world, so
Yeah, it gives you,
pretty amazing.
it gives you, but as I said earlier, we are going to go in the monorail. We'll show you some clips as we do end up leaving the park over here today after a fantastic start. Bit of a weird near the end moment, and of course the end. So
Which was beautiful because it was a Smiler.
yeah.
Also,
Brilliant.
that was the best ride I had on the Smiler.
There you go. Oh, what? Wicker Man's working?
That's funny.
That's funny, isn't
Apparently it
it?
was closed earlier when I saw the train going around, people on it, and also it said 100 train minutes.
I was going to end up here, video.
Here we are now inside of a monorail, and it hasn't left yet, but we'd like to do it before the audio starts in literally 1 second. But today, I'm going to start with my opinion and go to everyone else's. I know it is quite loud, but I will try talking over it. So today, we started off thinking this is going to be awesome, and don't get me wrong, it was awesome throughout the day. We've done a few rides, and all the major rides, apart from Galactica, which was and Wicker Man. So that was pretty awesome. Did Smiler twice, Oblivion, all sorts of attractions that were really, and 30 minutes as well. So not really, but we have done some great attractions, had pizza and pasta for like an hour. We also had a hot dog, explored the shop, and did so much as well. So I am very, very excited to be back over here for the 2022 season of Alton Towers. But how about you guys? How do you feel to be back?
Yeah, honestly, it was so good getting back into Alton Towers this morning. Honestly, Alton Towers, in my opinion, is the best theme park here in the country, and yeah, even the UK's one, it is an incredible theme park. And today, yeah, operations were terrible today, and that was one thing which you never usually expect from Towers, but it's an opening day. Like, I'll give them the stuff for that because it was an opening day, but yeah, they were probably improving it later in the season, but yeah, I mean, you know what, apart from that, it was been a really good day. Like Nemesis, and honestly, I can't tell how good Nemesis is. Shimmering Girl Galactica, but also as well, we got to go on all the new CBeebies and attractions, which I don't think you came into today.
No, engine is cool, but I shouldn't have took that.
Oh yeah, the engines is really cool, but they were alright. I mean, yeah, it's not my target market.
But overall, how's day?
Yeah, it's been really good. I love Towers, but
Yeah, and Jaden?
yeah, the day was incredible. I really liked the Smiler, especially the last one. That was the best one I've ever had on the Smiler. Still remains my favourite, and yeah, it's incredible.
And you guys, Towers? Hey!
It was really good today.
Yeah.
And it was sunny.
Yeah, it was sunny, yeah, exactly. But yeah, basically, I know how to do a ride in the middle when 3 rides were closed, and I'm not going to go over that. When I give all my tips and tricks throughout the day, I normally expect the rides to be open near the end of the day, not close half an hour early because it has a 140-minute queue, which it definitely didn't, and that's smiling at the end. Instead of an hour, it was half an hour. So at the end of the day, do not trust cheat times. But apart from that, I really enjoyed today. We expected to be busy, it was busy, but what a day was it, and I'm so happy we came here today and experienced all of it. But comment down below, are you ever planning to go to Alton Towers in the future for opening day? And if so, we would love to see you there. Were you also here? Comment down below too. Well, that is it from me, Tom Derrick from Theme Park Coastin, and I really want to give you a huge thank you for everyone who is watching right now. But I will, and they will, see you guys later for the next video. Possibly Chessington, Emilia, or Thorpe Park. So I'll see you guys later for another video. Goodbye.